Do-it-yourself gourmet here today with an amazing grilled cheese. Now, I like to use onion dill rye when it comes to my grilled cheese sandwiches because that bread is pretty soft, and when you grill it up, it lets plenty of flavor go in and not a lot of bread to kind of mask out the cheese flavor. What I've got is shredded Longhorn cheddar, I've got softened butter, and I got 4 slices because I'm making 2 sandwiches. And what I'm going to do is lay some of the cheese down first, get a nice layer. Now you're going to make a couple of layers of cheese here. So you get it nice, you don't have to be too dense with the cheese right away, because what you're going to do is put the Spam that I have on in between here. Now, if you're just making a regular grilled cheese, then this is how you'll do it. Fill it up in nice cheese however much you like. Sometimes I like to let it run out of the edges. That way when it melts on the non-stick pan, it gets a nice little cheese fry. That stuff's always delicious. Now, mind you, this isn't the healthiest thing that I've ever made, but gourmet doesn't always have to be healthy in my book. Now, we've got the sides laid out for the cheese. We're going to get that Spam out, and we're going to put those slices on top, and then we're going to close them up and put them on the pan. Now that we've got the cheese laid out onto the bread, I got the Spam slices, and what I like to do is I put the Spam long ways, because when I slice it at a diagonal. That way you get good pieces of Spam in there. Lay them out on each of the 2 sandwiches. I got 4 slices again here because I'm making 2 sandwiches. And now what we're going to do is flip it over onto it to close it, and that'll create 2 nice layers of cheese inside of the sandwich. And we'll put a little bit of butter on top. I already have some of the oil left from when I grilled up the Spam, so today I'm going to use that. But otherwise, you put a little butter on each side of the outside pieces of the bread, and you got yourself a perfect amount to get a nice toasty grill. And again, with this onion dill rye, this stuff is amazing. It works almost perfectly for grilled cheese. Give it a nice spread, just in case the oil in the pan isn't quite enough, and butter always makes everything taste better anyways. And put that on there, and we're going to warm up our pan and be back when we have it going onto the grill. Okay, so we've got our first sandwich ready to go onto the grill. Now the grill isn't entirely warmed up yet, the pan as in this case, but what I like to do while it's warming up, I put this one down. That way, when things are up and rolling, it helps the cheese melt a little more and get the pan warmed up. So what we're going to do, square off our stuff right here, that way no one end is bigger than the other. Lift it up while we still have a chance. See how the cheese is nice and on one side, and actually the meat inside has helped it to melt ever so slightly, and that'll help us on the long run. We'll let this warm up, get some of those lovely juices that are in there, and heck, while we're at it, let's throw our second sandwich on there just to get it done all at the same time. Hold it nice and tight as we put it down. Again, check to make sure everything's in place. Get that cheese where you like it before it all starts melting, and put it back down. And then last thing to do, give a little pat of butter on either side just to help it along the way in becoming delicious grilled cheese. And don't puncture the bread, because you can get another bread. There we go. Now we'll let the outside grill, and we'll come back when it's time to flip them. Now these sandwiches are doing their thing. Gonna give it just a little bump in the heat since I got 2 of them on there. And we're going to listen to hear some of that sizzle come off of there, and then flip them over. And here we are back, just a quick minute and a half, 2 minutes later. The cheese has already started melting. We flipped them over because this side's looking nice and grillicious. And what we can actually do for about 35 to 45 seconds, you go ahead and you put a cover on it. That way, the cheese that's inside there is going to melt and get hotter, so that final grill bit will be nice and gooey, juicy. We'll take that off in about 30 seconds and be back with the final product. And here is the final product about 45 seconds later. Look at that nice grill melty cheese action on the inside. Things are nice and gooey and ready to eat. What we're going to do is put these on a plate, serve them up, and enjoy ourselves some lunch. That's the DIY gourmet with grilled cheese with some lovely spicy Spam inside. Now mind you, you can always just have the grilled cheese part. The game works the same. See you next time.